Hey guys, it's Sarah. Let's have a little chat today. We are going to talk about Project Life. Now, this is a project that if you've been here for a while, you know that I have worked on this in the past. Um, However, the past few years, I have not worked on this project at all. And I even got to a point where I was considering just not worrying about it. Just it's fine. I don't need to do this anymore. I'm not concentrating on it. It's not a priority. It's okay. I really got to that point recently. And upon reflection, I realized that a little part of me has always done this project, even if I wasn't making the pages, because I was still keeping all of my stuff. I was still keeping movie ticket stubs. I was still keeping pieces that the girls bring home from school. I was still, keeping things that I thought this would be great in Project Life, and I would throw it in a little pile in my scrap room. So I always had that in the back of my mind that I was going to use, I was going to keep doing this project, even if I wasn't caught up. Now, I'm not caught up at all. This is my 2017 album, and this is the most recent one that I've worked on, and I've only gone through March. I do it monthly. I don't do it weekly anymore. I started this I'm looking over here at my shelves, and I think the first, if I can see correctly, I think 2012 was the first year that I did Project Life. And I did it weekly starting out that way. And I did that for a few years, actually. I can't remember when I went to weekly or monthly, sorry. I think it might have been 2015, maybe, that I went to monthly instead of weekly. So I went from having 2 albums a year to just 1. And that ended up working better for me. So I do want to stick to monthly for sure, especially because I have to play catch up, guys. Like, this is 2017. I have not touched 2018. I have not touched 2019. So, like, when I say I'm playing catch up, I'm not playing around. I'm going to be catching up on 3 years. So, the thing that made me really stop and say, reevaluate, do I want to continue with this project or not? And something has always kept me from giving up. And finally, I spent this past weekend actually binge watching Ali Edwards and watching her Project Life videos, because she's a big champion for this project, and she's not even caught up on all her stuff. She's still going back and doing 2019 and 2018 even. So that made me feel better, because she creates products for a Project Life type of album, and she did a class called, I think it was, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it was documenting something, Project Life albums or something like that. I think it's a self-paced course now. I took it when it was live, but I believe it's self-paced. So if I can find the link, I'll put it in the description. That is a fantastic class, because she goes through all her old albums. She goes from the beginning to the end and shows you everything that she did. And you will see that there's holes in her albums. And she's like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I will go back eventually and I will get those things filled in. It's not going anywhere. It's okay. And one thing she said on one of her YouTube videos, and I don't remember which one it was, I think it might have been one from 2018 maybe, that she was just going back and working on that week. One thing she said, and that really hit me, and it said, these stories don't expire. And that's true. Just because this stuff happened in 2017 doesn't mean they didn't happen, and doesn't mean they shouldn't be documented. And another thing that my friend Lindsay said when we were talking about this, because she is just now doing Project Life as well, she said, one thing I really like about this is that these are the stories that don't necessarily make it into my big scrapbooks, because then my house would be overflowing with scrapbooks, because I'm telling every single story. Not every single story needs a big 12 by 12 layout. There can be stories that can have a 3 by 4 card, and that's it. But it's documented, it's there. You can look back on it and you can remember that time. So this is more like the everyday snippets that, I'm not going to save a movie ticket and do a big layout that we saw the Trolls movie. I'm not going to do that. That's just not something I'm going to do. But that was, something that was resounding to me as well, because that's absolutely true. Like, these are going to be the more personal things. These are things that I do want to look back on and remember, but I don't need a whole album like a whole big, canvas for something like these stories. So that's why I like this project, because it tells some of the more personal things, the more everyday things, just things that don't necessarily need a big layout in order to document and remember them. So I'm sticking with Project Life. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to film it because, I even considered just like catching up on these and then not filming it and not worrying about it. But then I thought, but there's other people who are behind as well. So if I can start as a sounding board for people to get that inspiration to pick up their older albums and to work on them as well, then it's worth doing, these videos for you guys. So I want to film it. So these are all just going to be old stuff. But it's important to get them documented anyway, because like Ali said, these don't expire. This is our life. These things happened and I want to remember them. So I am going to be doing this. I will have playlists for these. I do have playlists for some of my older albums as well. So I have them by the year. So I'll have a playlist for 2017. I think it's probably already started. And I just kind of want to show you where I am in the process of this. So kind of like where I'm starting with catching up on this one. And I spent a lot of time this last weekend going back and printing pictures. Now, that was a good wake-up call to not let yourself get too far behind, because going back and trying to find those pictures was so time-consuming. And it was probably more time-consuming for me than others because my printer here is not working. So I had to send it all to my Selfie, which means, for the 3x4s, I had to make a canvas and do it that way. So that took a little bit longer, having to go through and find the pictures. So every time I found a new picture, I had to scroll back for 3 years on my phone, to find those pictures. If I'd been able to do it on the computer, it wouldn't have taken that long. So that's probably a little bit more of a personal reason why it took so long. But, I'm going to have to do that for 2018 and 2019 as well. So that really makes me not want to wait too long to get going and caught up on these. And for 2020, I don't want to wait to start 2020. So I will be starting that probably very early February. I will get January done. So I'm going to grab an album here this week and pick one for 2020 and then start making notes and start, you'll see when I flip through here that I use Post-its on each little slot on what I want to put in that area. That way when I sit down to work on it, I don't have to think too much. I can just, get it done. Sometimes it changes while I'm in the process of making it, but usually not. So it's easy that way. But for 2020, I'm going to work on it this year and I want to keep up on it every month. And since I'm doing it monthly, I can sit down and do it in one go. It's not something I have to work on weekly at all. So that's nice. Okay, so like I said, this is something that I have never really fully given up on, I think, because I still keep my Anthera in here. And I have this binder. It's just a beat up old white binder. And I put Project Life planning pages. I used to actually write out on, I would print out like a chart almost of the design A, and I would write out what I'm going to use on each one instead of using the Post-its, but I've gone to the Post-its now. It's just easier for me. So in here, I have things that I would like to use up. So I have labels that I can pull out. I have some cards here that I think would go, I guess, really good with certain things. These could probably actually just go into my cards here. I do have some roller skating pictures for sure when we lived. Oh, actually, when we we went roller skating quite a bit here too. So these are just, I don't know. We'll see. I'll throw these probably towards the top. So I'm not sure why I kept those in here, to be honest with you, but I'll put them over here. So I have labels here that I've printed. These are old, very old, that I actually cut on my silhouette. Like I figured out how to do that. I couldn't do it now to save my life, but I got sticker paper and printed them out and then was able to cut them so that they're stickers on my silhouette. And like I said, I'd have to watch a tutorial to figure out how to do that again. It's been so long. I have these things that are like months of the year. I don't know if I'm going to use these or not. More labels. These are not sticker labels. These are cardstock. But like all these things, I can sit here and use. And yeah, look at all these. Like, just all these labels I printed. These are from Studio Calico. That's where these are from. Like all these are great. I still really like these. I could definitely use these. So I can cut these out for sure. And and try to use some of these things. So I'm going to try to do that, definitely. I think I'm actually going to keep them out of this binder and keep them over here with my stuff that I'm using. But I have, the way that I organize my Amphera and just the everyday things that I want to remember and keep in here, sometimes if I know I have a 3x4 card or a 4x6 card that will go great with a picture, I'll put it in here as well just to make sure I use it. But I have these page protectors. So these are just regular page protectors you can buy at any like office supply store. And I labeled them. So this is intro. So anything I want to put on the introduction page. And then I have them by the month. So I have January. So anything that I bring home in the month of January for 2020, I'm going to throw in here. And I have a little pile of stuff already that I can go ahead and throw in here. I just haven't done it yet. And then when I'm working on January, I can pull this out and figure out where I want things to go, and it's all together. So I have it for February as well. Now these have multiples in here too, because like I have April 2017. Now I already have my stuff in here. I'll show you in a second. But here's April 2018. So this is stuff from 2018 that's ready to go. So when I start 2018, I have April's here and I have May's here. Like there's a movie ticket stub right here. Apparently we went and saw Avengers Affinity, you know, in 2018. So, and this is June for 2018. And I have a whole bunch of stuff here already ready to go. Now, that's fantastic. So I'm really happy that I have, you know, kept up on this and decided to not really give up on this project. So this is wonderful. I'm really glad that I have this handy, and I'm going to keep it handy for 2020 as well. I also tend to, when I start trying to play catch up, when I was playing catch up, I grabbed this little notebook. I don't know where I got this. I think I got this on clearance at Target like 5 years ago or something. It's crazy. But it's just a little lined notebook, and these are project life planning pages. So I would write, you know, March 2016 is what I have right here. And here's what I want to document. Here's what I need to print and what size I need to print them. And then I would go through the months. So here's April 2017, you know, and when I was going through and planning this, I used this, and this is how I knew what pictures to print. And this goes even into 2018. So yeah, I have up to April here. Now, I do have an album for 2018 already going, but I don't have any pictures printed. It's just Post-its and stuff, which I didn't even realize I had, to be honest with you. So that's fantastic. I'm really glad I have that. So when I pull out 2018, you know, I can start documenting January through March because I already have things planned out. But when I need to start printing more pictures and making more plans, I have to start with April. So this notebook will come in handy as well, because I can just sit down and plan a few months at a time and then start, you know, working. So that's nice to have. Okay, so 2017, I will show you that I do have my intro page here completed, and then I have January. And even when I pulled this out to start, you know, figuring out where I needed to start again, I was like, oh my gosh, that's when Kaylin got a cavity filled and she could only use half her face, and I made her smile. It looked so ridiculous. Like, that's great. You know, I was reading this book at the time, and I discovered LuLaRoe, and it snowed in January when we were living in New Mexico. Josh was in Vegas on a business trip, so he's there, and he met up with one of his friends there. So, you know, this stuff is like, this is awesome, and that's not stuff I would necessarily make a page about. In February, Brody turned 14. Layla got character of the month, and, you know, just all this fun stuff. So definitely something that I want to keep going on and not give up on. This was a really nice letter that a friend of mine sent when I started college. She sent me or when I was studying for the GRE, she sent me this, and it's just like a letter that is really encouraging, you know, because I was like terrified of taking the GRE when I was like 38. So that was great. And so I wanted to keep that. I stuck it in here. So just, you know, this kind of stuff is really, really meaningful. Okay, so here's where I need to start. So this is going to be April. I have already printed pictures and put them in the slots where I want them to go. So pictures are already in. I just need to find cards, and then I'm going to embellish on the pictures as well. And I even already have some inserts ready to go. These are some drawings that Kaylin did, and I'm really glad I kept those. So as you can see, like, you know, everything is labeled. I know exactly what I want to document here. And like I said, all the pictures are already in place. And I have everything for this entire year done. And then if there's Infera, I put them in here. So this is going to be stuff that's going to go on this page that I'm going to use. And yeah, so I am excited to get started. And you know, some of these things, like, I want to keep this owl. He's so cute. This was a Starbucks cup. And like, I want to keep him because he's adorable. I'm going to cut him into a 3x4 and stick him in here. Like, you know, stuff like that. But I don't need this on a page. You know what I mean? It would just be cute as a little card here. So, yeah. Okay, so that is where I'm starting. And as you can see, I have the entire year ready to go for 2017. And I'm ready to get started on it and to start playing some catch up. Now, as far as doing 2018 and 2019 and 2020, those will be coming as well. I think I would just want to start on this one and concentrate on this one for now because I have this ready to go. But I'll take some time off camera and make some time to make some plans for the other 2 years as well. That way, when I'm ready to work on them, it's ready to go just like this is. That just takes more planning. It takes more searching through my pictures, figuring out what I want to document, figuring out what Infera I have and what I want to put where. So that's going to take some more time, but I can at least work on this one and get going on this one, and then I can work on 2020 as well. So this is going to be kind of my starting point. I don't know if I'll be able to catch up completely before we move. I'm guessing probably not. On this one I will for sure. And then starting 2020. 2018 and 2019, we will see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch up on those completely before we move this summer because I do have other projects to work on. But they'll be coming up regardless. I would like to do them before the end of this year. I think that would be fantastic. And just knowing that, you know, taking a little bit of time every week to kind of plan some things and to knock some things out. And that way, when I sit down and work, it's already, you know, everything's already done. It doesn't take me any time at all. Like sitting here and doing a month right now is probably going to take me like 30, 45 minutes maybe, and then I'm done. So I really want to make sure I'm making time to do this and to catch up on this one. So my goal is to finish this before the summer, before we move. And I know I can do that. Like I'm really, truly not stressed about this at all. And then getting 2020 started as well. So I'm really happy that I decided not to give up on this project, that I'm going to keep going. And I really do hope that this just reignites my spark for this project because I love it so much. I really, really do. And I love looking back through my old albums as well. And that was another push that kept me staying with this because when I pick up my old albums, you know, seeing some of those memories are just like, they're so great. So I think it's important. And I've also been, you know, watching other people's Project Life videos, even if they're older videos, it doesn't matter. I've been watching Kelly Perkins and she hasn't posted one since I think January of 2019, I think. But I still sat there and watched the first 4 videos that she posted because I love her album and I love the way that she does things. So yeah, it's great. But again, if I can find Allie's class, I will leave it linked down below because if you either want to get started on Project Life or you want to jumpstart Project Life again, if you've been a little stagnant like me, it's a great class to take and it really gives you that encouragement to not give up on it, even if you're behind. And she gives you some great tips and tricks for stuff like that too. So. Okay, that's going to be it for me today. I am going to get started on this right now, so I will have my first video up here very soon, like probably in the next couple of days, so you guys can see it. And thanks for listening to me yammer on about this. But let me know your thoughts on Project Life. Do you guys do it? Is it something you've always wanted to try and just haven't done it yet? One thing that makes me a tiny bit nervous is that Becky Higgins is no longer making Project Life products. So like the kits are not going to be available anymore. So once they're sold out, they're going to be gone. So, however, I do have quite a bit of cards. I have my little open box here. These are all the Project Life cards that I have. So I do have a lot. I do. Like, I don't have any shortage of cards. I have a lot of them. I'm just kind of, and then I have a whole nother kit over there that's not even in here. It's a whole brand new one that I bought at Tuesday Morning, I think, last year sometime, because it was like $4.99 or something for a huge kit. So I grabbed it while it was cheap. But now I'm like, well, she's not making them anymore. Should I grab some when I see them for good prices? Because they're going to go away. Like, they will go away. So that's the only thing that makes me a little bit nervous. But again, I have so much that I don't even know that I need to do that. Like, this could carry me on for quite a while, but I don't know. We'll see. The other good thing, though, is that we have pattern paper, right? We have pattern paper, we have cut aparts, we have all sorts of things that I can make my own cards. So it's like, I don't necessarily need the Project Life cards. So I need to get out of that mind frame for sure. But okay, that is going to be it for me. I'm going to go ahead and get started right now so that I can have a video for you guys here coming up soon. But I'm definitely going to be using these labels for sure and cutting apart some of these things because these are great. And I like looking at them. I still really like them. So we should use them, right? Okay, I'm really going to go now. All right. Let me know all your thoughts down below and I will talk to you guys again soon. And if you guys watch any people who do Project Life consistently, let me know so I can check out their channel if I don't already subscribe to them, because I'm definitely just in a big Project Life kick right now and I want to get like all the inspiration I possibly can. So let me know if you guys have some favorites down below and I will check them out if I haven't already. All right, I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.